Hello friends, this is your host Harish Bali from Technofare.com. After following this tutorial, you should have good reasons to smile. I will demonstrate few ways through which you can speed up your Mac and make it run faster. Well, let's start with the obvious first. While looking for complex solutions, at times we tend to miss out on what is there right in front of us. I am talking about simple things like going to applications from the Finder window, choosing the app that you don't need, and simply by doing a right click, move it to trash. That's it. Now, if you are coming from Windows background, you would know that if you do a cross from the top right, it closes the app. But in the Mac, it doesn't work that way. If I do a cross, still the app is open in the background. I can see that through a dot. But the way to close it in Mac is do a right click on the app and then quit it. For some reason, if you don't see the dot below, what you need to do is go to System Preferences, then Dock, here it is, and check this box, Show Indicators for Open Applications. This is how it will start showing up. Chrome is open right now, there's a dot, and here it goes. I've just restarted my system to show you the apps that open on login. If you notice applications opening one after the other, like in my case, I have OBS, iTunes, FaceTime, all these apps open, including the calendar, one after the other. Before I start using the app, you need to close it manually. That's what I do. So I'll show you how to get that off. To remove the ones not needed, go to System Preferences from the Apple logo, User and Groups, open the lock with admin password, login items, check the ones that you don't need to open on startup and simply click on this minus. I don't need any, so I am clicking on minus every time and lock it. That's it. Go to Spotlight Search and have a look at Activity Monitor. This will help understanding what percentage of CPU and memory resources are in use. Many a times you may not really know which app is running in the background. Stop the app you don't really need to work in the background. Between the CPU and the memory, there is a little box here at the bottom which shows the memory resources which are in use. Like in my case, there is a cache file of 1.77 GB out of 4 GB memory. So this is actually alarming. I can clear this off immediately. If a particular program is consuming a lot of memory or CPU resources, click on it, read more about it, and if you want to quit it, simply quit it from here. Now I will talk about not so obvious things, but before we proceed, I would request you to take backup of your system data. While none of the steps will impact your system files, but it is better to be cautious than to be sorry. I take backup through Time Machine. You can go to System Preferences and take backup through Time Machine by going into Time Machine and take backup on an external hard drive. I have got it on a Transcend HD. For now, I am skipping this step, but please be mindful to take backup before you follow the other steps. One reason for a slow Mac could be corrupted cache files. We should clear them off. Now to delete cache, open Finder window. Go to Go from the top, then Computer, Macintosh HD, Library, and you will notice cache folder on the right. Select the files and put them to trash. Let's go a step back. Instead of library, this time let's go to System, Library, and we have cache here. Delete these files as well. Right click and move them to trash. Cache generally stores certain settings of applications, so please be mindful of that when you follow this step. I generally clear my cache once in few months. The steps that we just followed were for system cache. Now we'll clear off cache for user account. With Finder window open, go back to Go menu from the top, and then we need to go to library, but there is no library out over here. We need to hold on to the Alt or Options key and library comes in. I release the Alt key, library goes off. So while holding on to the options key, click on library. Scroll back, Macintosh HD, library. We are in the user account. Look for cache and delete this cache file. Move it to trash. If you have 3 or 4 user accounts, ideal scenario is you log into each user account and clear off cache from there. We need to be going to Finder window, go menu from the top, Computer, Macintosh HD, Library, scroll down and you will see Launch Agents and Launch Daemons. Click on it. There is no launch agent on my system. Launch Daemons. Yes, there are 2 files. I can go ahead and delete them. It's important to recognize items before you delete them. Like in my case, these are backup files. I don't need them anymore. If you're using parallel desktop applications like Windows and OS X on the same machine, then don't follow this step. If you're not sure about what a particular thing is, Google it or leave it as it is. Now you need to restart the Mac. It's a good practice to clear off browser history once in a month. Like in case of Safari, go to the top and then there's a link clear history. Choose clear all history and clear it. This will not take more than 30 seconds or 40 seconds to clear off the history. At this stage, you may even want to reset the Safari browser. I've got a separate tutorial on that. Link for the same is given in description section of this video. You may check that out. We need to now empty trash. Simply do a right click and empty it. If you are wondering why we didn't empty the trash before restart, because some files may be running in the background, restarting will wash them off. We need to now go to disk utility to check drive error. For that, go to Launchpad, other folder, and here's disk utility. This can also be reached from Spotlight search. We are going to run first aid, run, continue. This process should clear off all errors if there are any on its own. Running first aid can take anything between 2 minutes to 5 or maybe 10 minutes. No error is spotted on the drive. First aid is done. For old machines, resetting RAM was called as PRAM. P stands for parameter. Modern machines have NVRAM. There is some difference in the type of files that RAM stored earlier, but now the process to reset remains same. We need to shut down Mac completely and don't log it off or don't put it to sleep. Shut it down. Hold on 4 keys on your Mac, Command, Option, P and R, and simultaneously switch on the power. Release the power button once you see the reboot happening while holding on the other 4 keys, and let the Mac start 2 or 3 times. Then you can release the keys from keyboard. For newer machines, doing this once works fine, but mine is 5 years old. This process resets the RAM. After following these steps, if the problem on slow performance remains, there are 2 things we can do. First, we need to check whether there is any malware on the system, for which this is a good software, Malwarebytes. So you can do a search on Safari, Malwarebytes for Mac. Download the software. Once you download and install it, this will ask to scan the system. Keep this on scan. This should take about 2 to 5 minutes to scan and show you the infected files if there are any. If malware scan doesn't help, then there is no choice other than doing a format of your machine, for which I am sure you have the backup. Good thing about this particular software is that apart from identifying, it also gives the option to remove selected files which are infected. So there are 2 virus threats I can see, so I am removing them. Do you want to do this now? Yeah. Threats were removed. Some threats were removed from this point. Restart the computer if you are asked to. Run another scan after restarting if you were asked to. Change your browser's homepage and search engine settings. Test to see if the problem is gone. Okay. Next thing we now need to do is clear saved application state of user account. For that, go back to Finder window, open it. Back to go from the top. Hold on the options key and go to library. From the left, Macintosh HD, go to users, then Apple, and we have this library folder, and under library folder you will see saved application state somewhere at the bottom. Here it is. Delete the files or folders that you see and put them to trash. Now we need to repeat the same steps in safe mode. If you have not entered in safe mode before, the step to do that is shut down your Mac completely. Hold on the shift key while switching the power on key. Once you see the Apple logo appearing on the screen, you can release the keys. I am right now in safe mode. Open Finder window and go to Go. Hold on to the Options key and open Library. From Macintosh HD, click on Users, then Apple. Look for Library and click on it. Here we need to go to Saved State Settings, which is there under S. It's Saved Application State. Erase it. Select these files and put them to trash. Now go to Cookies. Here are the 4 or 5 files. Select them and put that to trash. In the same manner, look for Cache here. Select all these files. Put them to trash too. These are the cache files of applications. Delete trash, empty. To move out of safe mode, shut down your Mac machine and restart it. This will move the system out of safe mode. Now the last thing to do is reinstall Mac OS. This will not impact any of the system files or folders, but it is always better to play safe, take backup using Time Machine or make a clone of your hard drive. So I would strongly suggest you to take backup before you do this step. So I am now going to shut my computer off. This reinstalling can take anything between 2 to 4 hours. So ensure that you plug it in with a power adapter. Shut it down. Once the Mac is completely shut down, hold on to the Command key and R from the keyboard and switch on power. Once you see the boot starting, you can release the keys. We are on Mac OS utility. To reinstall OS, choose the second one, reinstall Mac OS. Continue. I mentioned this complete process can take anything between 2 to 4 hours depending upon the amount of data. So ensure that your power is plugged in. Mine is Sierra. Continue. Agree to the terms. Choose Macintosh HD and install it. Rest of the steps are self-explanatory. I am leaving the machine like this for it to restart and looking forward to a enhanced performance. This reminds me to the fact that mine is a 4 GB RAM machine. I need to enhance it as well. I generally clear cache and follow other obvious steps once in a month. And with regard to following other steps, I do that once in 6 months. That's how I speed up my Mac. Well, what's your feedback? Try following the steps and share that in comments below. If you have not subscribed to Technofare till now, please do that so that you get notifications for every video that I publish on my channel. Thanks for your time.